Mm-hmm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live. This is Ted Hicks from Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the show is latenightparents.com. We have Tony D in the queue
What's good?
for a not so late night special.
Right.
Tony D is he's got a double header today.
Yes, I do.
He's what else can we say? He's got 2 jobs today. He's covering LMP and then the Nonsensical Nonsense podcast, which is a 3-hour smorgasbord of chaos. We only do about an hour here.
Right.
You know, it depends. And we only go about once or so a week. Could change. You never know.
Yes.
Once we sign Tony up to that lucrative deal.
Once we get a lucrative deal offered. Once we get a lucrative deal offered. Yes, sir.
Personality extraordinaire. Let's get a few things. Let's handle some housekeeping. Tony D. Want to wish, an easy fast to all of those who were observing Yom Kippur.
Yes.
Also, what we didn't get a chance to talk about, we still have a few more days because this is kind of different. Hispanic Heritage Month is September 15th to October 15th. So technically, we still have a few days to talk about that, Tone. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Or, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Hispanic Heritage Month. Tone, we got a couple of things we're going to talk about. Episode is called Every Scar Tells a Story. Richard Roberts is in the queue.
Not to cut you off, Rich the Nonsensical Nonsense podcast starts at 6. This is supposed to be afterwards. Ted thought it was a good idea to do it before. I do too. Appreciate you coming through. Positive
Helen,
as always. Helen's in the house. What's up, Helen? So we got people popping up. Appreciate it.
Rich Roberts.
Where was we again? I lost my thought. I'm sorry.
Well,
Hispanic Heritage Month.
I'm gonna just leave that one up there. No, we're gonna talk about Hispanic Heritage Month. Maybe if we do something tomorrow night,
right?
Because I want to give it its just due. Because it just needs to be that way.
I think any nationality, any demographic getting their Heritage Month, that's respectful, in my opinion. I'm good.
Yes.
I'm definitely good with it.
Yes.
Without a question.
Tony D, we were supposed to do a broadcast last night.
Yes.
But I fell asleep.
That happens. Who am I to deny anybody their rest when I got to get mine too? That happens. So no harm, no foul there. No harm, no foul there.
I'm glad you guys came on early. I get to be here and see 2 legends, not a 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, it's a different time zone paying attention compared to the local jokes. You don't even want to look at watch the replay.
I was told 4 p.m. Eastern time is the best time to air. Did you hear that?
I have not heard that, but I will tell you that sometimes, depending on where your audience is, and on the former platform we were on, 8 o'clock was normally my time, and people from Australia will pop in, and from Europe. So we got 2 different parts of the world that would check us out. And I would try to schedule it specifically at that time. So if they looked for me to do any type of broadcast, I did it at that time on purpose because they knew I was coming, and just so I wasn't necessarily disappointing anybody. But now is a good time. After when I get off
Helen
of work,
says she agrees with me, Tony. Check the screen. 4 p.m. Eastern is 9 p.m. UK. So yes,
I see it now. Certain parts of Australia, they're 14 hours ahead of us. So you think about their time and then add 2 hours plus, add 14 hours to it. They can be there. It's a matter when your audience is going to be there. I always told people, my core watchers, my core viewers, I watch what time it was for them.
Hmm.
I try to set something up to where they could watch, and we was covering global. Let me go ahead and say it. We're international live streamers, all right? We all got each other's back. We all try to.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
We've
was
been
regional. I was
we've
regional
been
before I
no,
met Tony
we've
D.
been international live streamers for
I was
over a year.
regional. I used to go Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern before I met Tony D. And then all of a sudden, the fandom happened. Everyone started virtually joining the room and joining the broadcast. I was like, who's this? Who's this? What's going on here? But
it does depend. There are 3 time zones in Australia. That's true. But the farthest one was 14 hours. And I kind of formulate everything along those lines based on the people that showed up from that area.
what about
That's right, Rich.
what about all my fans in Bahrain? There's a 12-hour difference. I had one fan in Bahrain.
Not in Bahrain. No, should be 6.
Yeah,
6 or 7 max. 6 or 7 max should be.
Okay.
Should be.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bahrain. I've been in that time zone.
Tony, how you doing? Tony, how are you doing?
I'm health improving, pushing myself to work. Did knock some things out that I've been trying to knock out all year. So the whole thing is to refocus, regenerate, restructure, and keep it going. Wow. What's up, Debbie? Wow.
Debbie, how you doing?
Wow. Debbie, tell them we on.
Suddenly, everything becomes clear and makes sense in the world.
Wow.
Okay. Tony, we got a couple of things because I don't want to belabor, because I know you have a tight schedule because you are scheduled for the next 3 hours on the docket with someone else, an opposing show.
Yes,
a show that you started.
A partnering live streamer. He looks forward to being on your show and you being on his. You do know that, right? He looks forward to being on your show and he looks forward to you being on his, just so you know.
I do like Glick. I'm just playing around. Glick,
I know.
We love you.
I don't love you. I don't love you.
But dude, I will say this much for the record. It was great seeing you when you came up here. Now, what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to fly to Atlanta.
Jeeves.
I know you're not too close to Atlanta.
I'm an hour and a half away from Atlanta. For the record, I will be up there in November. I do have this going to my FB right now.
Wait, you're going to be in New York in November?
No, I'll be in Atlanta in November. I got a cousin getting married.
You're going to be in Atlanta in November?
I was told my presence is insisted. So I have to be there for that one. It's the day before my birthday. I don't know if I'm staying up there for my birthday.
Smash that like button and subscribe. Dagnabbit.
Rick Costa's in the house. What's good, Rick? Jeez, how you living?
Hey, maybe it's me, but I never say subscribe, like, I'm more like unshare, unlike, unsubscribe.
I'll be honest.
Is here.
I think I look for a lot of people that when we were all supporting each other, I wanted all of us to share and subscribe to each other. That's the one thing I got off our previous platform. We were all.
I don't think
because of outside audience.
Tony, we never really had to say. Tony, we really never had to say like, share, or subscribe, or any of that type of stuff.
I heard
that grandioso type stuff.
Yeah, I heard it when we got up there. Everybody was like, share, and subscribe to each other. I heard that a lot.
Yes, to each other, but not the self-promotion.
No, not for the self-promotion.
Not the self-promotion.
No. And that's a YouTube thing in my eyes. Like, share, subscribe. That's a YouTube thing. Twitter was
Rick, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, Rick does this thing every day.
Part of the airtime committee.
Rick costs these haps.
No, I'm saying is Rick part of the airtime?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Rick does this thing for my fellow Christians out there. 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time every day on YouTube. Rick Costa. He does his spiritual broadcast I do encourage it. I do support him. I do thank him for a lot of what he's done for me.
Everyone that's in the comment field, if you have a YouTube channel, please put it in there so I can put it on the screen.
Please. Please.
So Tone.
Yes, sir.
We got a couple things to talk about. It's also Cybersecurity Month, Tone. October.
This is your world.
It's my world, and where I could see all the problems and everything else like that, but that's for another story. Tone, want to put up, there's a couple of things because we want to keep it light.
Sure.
We don't want to keep it like a heavy Marvel movie where, it's doom and gloom. Hang on one second. No, I'm serious. It's okay. So this is not on. I just want your take on this right here. I'm gonna drop it right here.
Look at Rich. We're working on it, Rich.
Get back to the show outline.
Oh Lord, they are not doing that, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
So
that's not going to be good.
Real quick.
I dare say I will be a critic of that move right there. I'm going
this right here, a new app to resell unused groceries. There's a new app, everybody, these days, including the new one that lets users resell food items. Resellery is a grocery sharing app designed to help minimize food waste, as an estimated 1.3 tons of food items are wasted yearly at $1 trillion loss.
Now, let's be clear. We just had a food shortage 2 years ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So now we got unused groceries. Y'all mind telling me what the hell's going on?
I don't know.
Y'all mind telling me?
I don't know. I don't know. You got me. I'm lost on that one.
I'm actually scared of what kind of food we're eating right now. I actually went to Sam's this morning. We was picking up some stuff for an event we got Friday for my job. We having a little extended lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed how many chicken pot pies was in the freezer. Are there really this many chickens in the world, ladies and gentlemen?
I guess so.
Is there really that much ground beef in the world? Are there really this many briskets in the world? And now we got unused groceries for sale on an app.
On an app.
We need to think about this.
I don't know how I feel about that. We'll jump real quickly into, I just want your take.
Sure.
For our sports fans and our non-sports fans, we're sorry for the next, 2 minutes. Tone, yeah. Aaron Judge breaks Roger Maris's AL home run record. I am so happy because they could stop breaking into the live sports as I'm watching on TV with Aaron Judge coming up to bat. I really am. I know I sound kind of like sour.
I'm about to sound real sour because he's a Yankee. I don't care. Shout out to Aaron Judge for getting 62. Legitimately.
Yes.
Legitimately. Seriously. Without the controversy, without the conspiracy,
some fans will consider Aaron Judge the leading home run hitter in MLB history. Why? Because the previous 6 people, which is Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and on like 3 or 4 occasions was Sammy Sosa, were all in that steroids era.
I'll go ahead and throw it out there. I know they're going to run you in the ground. He hits 73 legit. He'll be the man. But if I say if he hits 73 this season, he'll be the man. But until then, it is Barry Bonds. For those of you who do not believe me, for those of you who do not like what I said, I'm going to need you to listen to what Stephen A. said this morning because he is 100% correct. Barry Bonds knocking it out the park legitimately before everybody else. Then when he did what everybody else did, they used it against him. We need to do this one day. I'm not even a Barry Bonds fan. I'm a Darryl Strawberry fan. I have 2 favorite baseball players ever in life, Darryl Strawberry and Ken Griffey Jr. That's it. That's the list. Shout out to Tony Kornheiser. That's it. Darryl was the man. Ken Griffey was the man. If Aaron Judge does this thing right now, it's him and Pujols right now that are like the men in baseball. Seriously.
Right.
Pujols been the man since Barry Bonds and all of them went through all that craziness.
Aaron did it clean And I will say to this for our good friends Richard Roberts is Aaron not only did it clean, but he did it during this analytical era. So he did it when hitters are not seeing that same pitcher 3 times. These managers are now putting in 7 and 8 pitchers
Good.
per game.
Because pitching was the emphasis of baseball. That's the biggest key in baseball. It's always emphasized that. Michael Wilbon used to always say that. I watched a lot of partner interruption and around the horn, so y'all got to forgive me. Yes. Michael Wilbon used to always emphasize pitching. So that's where we're at. I'm completely switched up.
So we're going to stop with the sports talk.
For now.
Helen, she's like, oh no.
For now. Richard typing too fast.
Very, very good point, Ted. Very, very good point. Yes, thank you. We will talk about this another time because we will go to a topic that I hope brings joy to my good friend Tony D. I sent it to him. He was very happy. And the article was, what's your favorite thing New York has that you can't get anywhere else?
I have more than one, damn it.
Tony, we have about 20 items on here. We're not going to go through all of them because we're running up against the clock against Nonsensical Nonsense podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Give us a follow, give us a
share. So, comes to New Yorkers, we defend our city to the death.
Oofed.
Richard Roberts is a New Yorker.
Yes, he is.
Big shout out. And that's because there's so many amazing things in the city. We asked our audience, drumroll please.
Oh,
what's your favorite thing New York has that you can't get anywhere else?
They haven't hit my part yet. They haven't hit my part yet.
We were met with an outpour of reasons to love NYC, plus quirks in between that come living with NYC.
This is true.
Number one reason, Tony D. Agree or disagree? The best bagels.
Allow me to disagree because once you get your own and make it yourself, you're good. And I say that myself because I had a thing for bagels. And once you can toast them and put some cream cheese and jelly on it, you are in the house.
Okay.
Sorry.
The freedom to be your unapologetic self, Tony.
Yes, that's the truth. Mind you, it's everywhere. And I will tell you, as somebody who has used to live in New York and been around the world, everybody gives you that freedom. This is an absolute truth. Everybody talks everything in New York. I think there are a lot of demographics to where a lot of things aren't so sensitive. So yes, I will give them that. Absolutely.
The unbeatable rhythm and energy of being in New York.
Undeniable.
Tony, a damn pastrami sandwich.
Not me.
No pastrami for you?
Not me, no.
Pastrami on rye?
No.
Okay.
No.
The ability to go through anything and everything only to come out stronger, nuttier, and more entertaining than ever.
Here I am.
All right.
Plain and simple. Here I am.
Number 6 is all you.
I wish anybody would try me on this one.
Quality pizza, my friend.
I wish anybody would try me on this one. Marguerite's on Jamaica Ave. God bless America. Let's go.
Yes. Gabby's in not Forest Hills. I was about to say Francis Lewis and Hillside Avenue. Gabby's.
I gotta work on that. Stat Dak was good. Stat Diak, what's happening? I forgot who that was. I remember you from Twitch. What's going on? I ain't seen you.
Everything within a walking distance. How about that?
This is the truth. You ain't got to go too far for what you need. It's just a matter of who you're going to run into in the process.
Okay. Tony D, water quality?
Yeah. I will say when you go somewhere else, your body has to readjust to the water. So you do use the bathroom a lot when you go visit other places.
Hey, what I noticed is the short time that I was in Florida was the water was much harder there.
Yeah. Mississippi is softer. Okay. Virginia's got more chlorine. Yeah, a lot of that.
Anything better in Central Park?
Let me challenge that.
Okay.
Bear Mountain.
Bear Mountain, okay.
And I got a bias. My mother used to take me and my sister there. It kind of chokes me up. We would always have a picnic with the ham and cheese sandwich at Bear
Okay.
Mountain. You know, you got the park, you got the mountain over there. Everybody
Yes.
doing their thing, just like Central Park. So I want to kind of challenge that. And anybody who's from New York, you all tell me what's happening. I just got to go there with that one. Sorry.
Okay. Great music on almost every corner.
It ain't great every corner, but there's music on every corner. This is true.
Tony, tell me about a night of hanging out.
Uh-huh.
You were at the club. You come back to the local bodega and you ask for a chopped cheese.
It's because you're hungry. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about.
Fabulous museums?
Absolutely. As a child from Queens who went to Lakeview in Queens, they always took us to all the damn museums.
Well, Lakeview is like that borderline, if you remember. Certain parts of it is Nassau and certain parts of it is Queens.
Where I was at, there was the Lakeview right there in Baisley, right across from Baisley Pond.
Oh, you're talking about that Lakeview. Okay.
And then we went to the other one that was on, we went to the other one that was on Linden.
Okay.
So I had to go through both of them. The one on Linden, we had class down in the basement.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you know, that's the old school the late 70s, early 80s New York that I was a part of. So yeah.
Tell me about going to a Broadway show. And I'm sorry I can't see the comments right now.
Oh, the comments are rolling. The comments are rolling. I think
being at a Broadway show, Broadway or off-Broadway show.
I remember going to see the Toy Soldiers as a child. You know, you got the Christmas time, and then with the Rockets. Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
I think I went to go see Annie when I was a kid. I'm not sure. I was very young. I do remember walking out of there and us having to go on my like, don't let go of my hand. It's New York at night in the 70s. Do not let go of my hand. Period. That end of story. So, you know, when you finish the show, you hurry up and get the hell back home. Absolutely.
Yes. Paying $3,000 a month for a broom closet of an apartment where the shower is in the kitchen.
Nobody misses that. Let's be clear.
Okay.
Number 13, we skipped.
We skipped, or we need to skip?
I think it needs to be said personally, and I'll make it honestly. Bring it back down for a second.
Dollar slice?
Number 13, diversity.
Oh, number 13, diversity. Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
Diversity, every nation, culture, religion, and color intertwines their lives together here every single day.
This
good catch
is
on
absolute plus of major metropolitan New York. Any and everybody deals with each other any and every damn day. That's why they're not so damn sensitive. Other places you go to, you don't have that. Neighborhoods and cultures are separate. New York may have separated down the line, that's fine. But for the most part, and especially in a lot of the hoods, lower income areas, not necessarily poverty, but just lower income than everybody else.
Urban areas.
All types of diversity, what so fucking absolutely. I think that is an absolute plus in New York.
Dollar slice? Do we need to say anything more about that?
I wish you would try me. Anybody who want what? You can barely find a dollar slice any damn where. Who want what? And it's going to be
24-hour bodegas.
Priceless. If you've never had one around, you don't understand. Priceless.
Dude, a 24-hour bodega. Come on.
The biggest problem you have is keeping it clean.
Yes.
The biggest problem you have.
New York Public Library.
You can't beat it.
One-of-a-kind skyline.
That's why we was pissed at 9/11. It took away our skyline. That's what pissed us off. That's what pissed me off.
The ability to walk anywhere.
Facts.
Camaraderie with other New Yorkers.
When you had it. Because y'all know we don't like each other. Shout out to the Rottenest Monster.
Yeah. Coffee and bagel at almost every corner.
I think a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a bagel and coffee in every corner is priceless. When you watch the Harley Quinn movie and she was getting that bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and she was salivating, that was the truth. That was the truth. And when you watch it cook, you just sitting here like, I'm going to give you a spoiler. That's why I can never be a Muslim. I got to have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich every now and then.
Sarcasm perfected.
Absolutely. Now, New Orleans is worse. New Orleans got that sarcasm down. They hard with it. I got to give them their credit. They hard with it.
Open-mindedness and opportunity.
That is an absolute plus, but it can also cost you in the wrong environment, in the wrong situation. You go for what you know. You just hope you don't get a penalty for it. People may not know this and or realize this, but I know when I was a kid, we would see homeless people on the street, and as a child, you would ask what happened. We always got told that's what happened to people in the stock market when they lost everything. Nobody told us that it was really vets.
Right.
So I had a problem, or I had a fear of stockbrokers and everything that they were going through, because when you lost everything like trading places, that's how the hell you looked. That's why that movie is so damn influential to so many people. That's what we got told as kids. Why is he homeless? Because he lost everything on the stock market. Oh, damn. So when you watch Wall Street and it starts dropping, that's why everybody's scared.
I got something on the screen for you.
Go for it. No one can be scared.
No one could beat
The
Scottish
UK and
sarcasm.
Australia will say what they want and not care twice. She is actually correct. But we something the hell else in New York too. And I got to give New Orleans folks their credit. They are no joke down there either. And I'm just being real. This is from what I've seen from different cultures. I miss New York as a native of Queens, New York, who grew up on the pizza, the pretzel, the Nathans, the Arthur Treachers, chasing the ice cream truck, all of that craziness, the smell of the subway, riding the bus, listening to everybody fuss, your parents doing what they want to do, and the kids still within eye shot, and nobody giving a damn in the neighborhood because we didn't let nothing happen to the kids. Playing baseball and the fly ball going in traffic, you had to run in between the cars to get the damn ball. When I was living in Rochdale, running out there on Guy Arbor, trying to get the fly balls coming out there and trying to beat somebody for getting a home run and throwing it back. I'm just saying, I miss New York. I miss New
Tone,
York.
our last topic
Yes.
is avoiding homework hell.
Yeah, I remember that article and I thought it was outstanding.
Hot dogs in every corner in NYC. There's nothing like a coffee cart. You come up from the train station and I'm
Get a
sitting
hot
there. I come up from the train station and there's a coffee cart right there.
So Brett,
You can get
Nathan's,
whatever you need. It's
ballpark,
there.
sauerkraut, ketchup, mustard, onions, relish, icy, a soda. You didn't even care how much it cost. You just got the damn thing.
Yes.
I'm just saying, hell. I'm just saying. I miss that. That's why I cannot go to New York broke. I know what I'm going to do. My grown ass with a bad back will chase down an ice cream truck in the street like I'm still 7.
Yes. Tone, I got a couple questions for you. Why? Because we talk about homework hell, avoiding homework hell. Every parent that we know that when we say avoiding homework hell knows exactly what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
So I will read off just a few questions to you. This section, saute mushrooms and onions. Yes. Tone, question. Should you make your kids do their homework as soon as they get home from school?
It's a trick question. I will tell you that as a child who did do it, you come home, you kind of want to unwind. It's best to get your homework done and then go outside, because sometimes you go outside and come back in and not want to do it. I've done both. You want to come home, you want to unwind. All right, go hang out with your friends for a little bit, come back inside, get cleaned up, have dinner, sit down, and while you can't sleep, go ahead and do your homework. But then you don't feel like doing it back then. So kids, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, when you get home, knock your homework out, then go hang out. We already know you got to be in before dark. You want to go see your friends, but your friends need to do the same thing.
What do you say about to the parents who feel it's better to let them get a snack and some free play before they start?
Thank you. Because I remember. Thank you. But to all the kids out there, one way or the other, before you go to bed at night, you need to make sure you get your homework done. Mentally, you can't wait to get off the bus. You can't wait to go hang out. You can't wait to go see people, talk about the day, trip out over what's going on, go sit in the park, go hang out. Just kind of unwind before you actually want to have to refocus on somewhere you didn't really want to be, because most kids don't want to be in school. It's like when we get off of work, we don't want to come home from work and then finish doing work. We want to come home, we
Right.
want to sit down, we want to put the TV on, we want to see how the kids are doing. We got to figure out what's for dinner. That's the unwind mentality. So for the kids, they need to have the same thing, the same opportunity. What we do when they come home, you got homework, go do it now. Go use the bathroom, go wash your hands. I'll get you a snack, go do your homework. Not every parent is home every day. So the kids, first thing they need to do, you should do when you get home, honestly, as an aspect of responsibility. Get what you need to do out the way, then you can go be recreational. That's what we have to do as grown folks. And that's just the proper advice to give you. I know you want to come home, drop everything off, then go hang out to burn off some of the energy and frustration of what you didn't learn, what you didn't figure out, what you didn't want to deal with, and what you didn't even feel like hearing. I know. But honestly, knock that homework out. Then go do everything else. You all will have the weekends. Some of y'all just sitting around y'all bored. Now y'all got these damn devices. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I'm guilty of being on my iPhone, my iPad, on my laptop, and watch TV at the same time. Get what you need to get done out the way first as a priority. Then go be recreational. Best advice, honestly. Best advice.
Tone, what's your thoughts on, can the TV be on while schoolwork is happening? What about having the music on?
I did. It'll divert your mind. Even though you can do what you remember, you still want to have your mind on something else. Because let's be clear, kids daydream. What do you want them daydreaming about? Something that they're good with, or some nonsense that they had to worry about, or a random imagination that's going to take them somewhere you probably don't want them to be. Once again, to all the kids, focus on the homework. As soon as you get home, get it over with. Then you can go ahead and do everything. What I used to do when I came home, we would come home, I put the TV on, I would do my homework while the TV was on. And I'm talking about the days when I was in New York. We came home, put on channel 11, watching the still frame Thor, the still frame Hulk, the still
Right.
frame Spider-Man.
Right.
And then you had the Tom and Jerry, and then you had the Woody Woodpecker and the Bugs Bunny, and then you had the Heckle and Jekyll. And then if you only had one TV in the house with the antenna, you had to sit down while your parents were watching soap operas. Now let's be clear, while they're watching soap operas, you can't focus.
Wait,
And
I
the
gotta
soap
stop
opera
you for a
could be on-
second.
Go ahead, because I'm about to go in.
No, I gotta stop you for a second, because do you remember, this is before cable, so this is
Sure.
before like 1982, okay? You would have the TV and it'd be kind of staticky, and like your parents would go tell you, hey, go on over there and mess with the
And you're trying to watch the TV like this while you're holding the internet. Yeah, I did all that. That was me. The whole damn episode, I'm like this. And then you try to let it go
Oh,
and walk away real slow. And the damn thing, you got to get back over there, you got to hold it again. And then the antenna would get loose. So the minute you let it go, start drifting like this, drifting like that. I hate them days. I hate those days. But yeah, you got to, for us, we had stuff on TV in the afternoons. Now they got whatever on.
they got whatever on. It's like
The soap
like
operas
Wild
drive
Cowboy
me
Show.
crazy. For me, I couldn't concentrate with the soap opera because I hated soap operas. The only reason why I hated soap operas because they were interfering with my cartoons. We had one TV in the house.
Ah, okay.
So my mom was the ABC soap opera person. You got some people there, the CBS and the NBC folks. And
Yes.
ABC got on my nerves because when NBC and CBS was done at 4 o'clock, ABC's monkey ass will run one more soap opera from 4 to 4:30 called Edge of Night that was
Edge of Night.
terrifying as hell.
Edge of Night.
So you
Yes.
as a
Yes.
child, the
Edge of
reason
Night.
why some of us is crazy because of Edge of Night, because they had a damn puppet that stabbed somebody, and then when they
Yes.
did, people sitting here like this.
And that was right after All My Children.
No, that came at the General Hospital.
Excuse me. General Hospital, One Life to Live.
Nope.
And then
All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, Edge of Night.
Edge of Night. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
all that on Channel 7,
I remember.
WABC in New York, I remember. Yes, and
Yes.
then when that was over, then I can go to damn Channel 5 or Channel 11, and I can watch Woody Woodpecker and Heckle and Jekyll. But then when that was over soon, because the news came on afterwards.
We're showing how both outdated we are, because
That's fine. Stevie Wonder, how you
Jeeves
doing?
just said most kids nowadays, they don't even watch TV. They just have YouTube playing in the background.
Yes. Now you also got to watch on YouTube. Shout out to my baby boy who has never watched nothing out of the way on YouTube at 8 years old right now. He has never done anything that wasn't child. So for the parents worrying about the kids, their devices, if they watch the cartoons, they watch the kids stuff, they will stay on it. These other kids will show him all this other stuff. He doesn't run to the advertisements. He'd be like, listen, can I check this? No. Can I watch this? No. Watch the kids stuff. Shout out to Rick Costa. Yes. Super Friends, I remember.
Super Friends, yes.
Now, you had the Super Friends from the Saturday morning, then you had the Super Friends from the weekday afternoons. The one with the two kids, the one kid with the white shirt and the green cape, and his sister. I ain't worried. I ain't too keen with them two.
Hey.
I was a Wonder Twins dude.
Wonder Twins activate.
Saying it
Listen,
ain't no way to put it.
what's your thoughts on parents when they need to micromanage homework getting done?
It's almost badgering, but what you want to do is make sure that they stay focused on what they're supposed to do over what they want to do so that they grow up properly. I understand it, but give them an opportunity to be themselves and see if they grow. I think one thing we don't do enough of as parents is let them grow within themselves. Even with my boys, I will let them run or whatever, but I keep my eyes on them before they say, "Hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that." They'll reassess and go back, and they'll catch on to any warning that you give them, not out of fear, but out of caution, so that they don't become reckless. We was reckless as kids.
Yes,
Our parents said, "Go outside.
yes,
Don't come back till the sun go down, or don't be running in and out of my house." And we do
yep.
one. That's why half of us are messed up now. So what I don't want to happen to my kids is for them to make the mistakes I made.
But you can't be outside now like that.
You can, they're just not. And this is true. You can't trust everybody out there. So we don't want them out there.
So Helen chimes in and says, I've always been laid back about homework. I trust them to do it when it needs to get done. Yes.
I understand that. I understand that. If their
So
grades are up, they're good. But then
I
you
will
gotta make
chime in
sure.
with this. I will
Yes.
chime in with this. No problems with allowing my daughter to do homework independently. I found myself more micromanaging my son when he needed one of us to stand on top of him.
That's us. We're
That's
boys.
us. That's us.
We know why. We know why. Because we'll worry about it later and we think education is second nature to us. If we can't figure it out, we get mad. And
It's true.
I'm with you, Debbie. We ran the streets, we was kids too. That's right. Just like the little guy.
Yes.
Drop the books off and y'all out. Everybody in the neighborhood meet up.
All right. Hey, last question for this is, should you consider asking teachers for support if homework seems too difficult for your child?
They encourage it. One of the biggest things about the internet right now is the teachers encourage you to get in touch with them if your child is having an issue. You can message
Right.
them at any time. Big ups to the education system and teachers that's trying to be there for the kids. What we need to do is make sure the kids are trying to pay attention and learn what's being taught to them. That is our fault.
Yes.
I don't understand. If you don't understand what they don't understand, how are you going to help them? Then you reach out to the teacher. The teachers will always. I've never known a teacher that didn't have time to talk to their kids unless they were going home trying to take care of their own families.
Okay.
And what I'm not going to do is disrespect any teacher that has to go through that, because some of them have home lives. Also, some of these teachers are also going to school to get a higher degree.
Mm-hmm.
They may not have time. So what you can do is write it down when they take it to class. They'll take the time with their child.
So we ran into problems. And I know we have a few people chiming in now. And
exactly, Rick. Yes.
whose houses everyone's at? Look for the pile of bikes.
If it
Yes.
wasn't bikes, there was skateboards. I agree.
Yes, the teacher will always help if it's required, including lunch clubs or after school clubs if needed,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Stevie Wonder, how you doing? We ran into problems, and I say we, my wife and I, we ran into problems with my son. Once Common Core got reintroduced or introduced,
I heard.
we ran into all types of problems because the handling math in 2 steps is a lot different than handling math in 6 steps. And I remember those years we ran into some major issues where I found myself up at the school on several occasions because I didn't understand.
They got to learn math a different way than what we learned it. That's the
Right,
problem.
right.
Yeah.
Right. And it was just really messy. Really, really messy.
Common Core has caught a lot of flack over the past 10, 20 years that I've heard about it.
Yes.
They're not teaching math the way that we were taught.
Nope.
So
not at all.
To all the parents out there, you got to sit down with your kids and go through the schoolwork with them, the same way the old school parents were doing with their kids.
Well,
we were from the generation where our parents were working. We had to figure it out ourselves.
The main thing is we would come home with printouts. Everything is Google Classroom now.
Everything's Google Classroom means you can see it online. So imagine if you're at work, child has an issue, he can message you. You can respond to them while they're in class.
Yes.
Now, how many of you are actually willing to re-educate yourself while you're sitting there on a job doing nothing, getting paid for free? While you're running the internet, you could be sitting there going through your
Tony, are you talking about me?
No, I'm talking about a bunch of folks. I'm talking about a bunch of you bubble busters out there. And I'm
Oh
very
my
good at
goodness.
being on the internet, but I will sit down with Jason when he's trying to figure out a word. Here's a word he doesn't know. He'll ask me about it. I'll tell him how to properly pronounce it. He'll look it up. He gets some of that from his mom. He also gets it from me. Let's look up what this word means. You get the brain going. Let's not teach these kids to be obedient. Let's teach them how to think.
Yeah.
It's the strongest thing I would tell everybody as a parent. What I
Yeah.
don't tell my boy, I don't tell my boys what to do. I want to see how they're going to think about what they're going to do as they watch my actions.
Well,
Seriously.
we're there to provide that guidance because you want them to think on their feet. You want them to think independently.
Absolutely.
And then every now and then they're going to lean back and they're going to say, well, we hope for them to lean back to say, hey, mom, dad, here's the situation. What do you think about it?
Yeah. And you got to give them your aspect. Mind you, your aspect is half of their mentality.
Right.
The other parent is the other half of their mentality. So you're going to hit enough of their brain to where they're going to consider it. But you got to make sure that both sides are thinking properly so that your child can move forward. As he should, it's natural curiosity. Yes.
Yep.
They're going to draw their own conclusion, but just give them the proper aspect as best as possible. Don't let them be random. My days always tell me you're going to have to make your own decisions.
Hey,
in other words,
do want to thank Helen Wallace, Leggy Lady,
yes.
Rick Costa,
yes,
Jeeves, my twins,
Mr. Twix,
Debbie McCabe,
yes.
Rich Roberts, and all for State of Deek.
Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder's around.
Stevie Wonder's around.
One of our number one followers.
For coming in here and joining us for a quick 40 or so minutes.
Yes.
Owen, want to ask you best ways to get in contact with you. What shows are you coming up on next, as we're about 10 minutes away from go time for you, sir?
We're good. I'm about to be on the Nonsensical Nonsense podcast with Glick and Jeff Hawk. 6 to 8 Mondays, 6 to 9 Wednesdays and Saturdays. You can always find me here, latenightparents.com. My man, Ted Hicks. I appreciate it from day one. It's been over a year we've been broadcasting now. I'm grateful.
Sir.
Honestly, thank you. Follow this show, ladies and gentlemen, latenightparents.com. Ted Hicks. You can also find me on the Sunday Night Smoke podcast, my man Ace World. We do it Sunday 7 to 7:30 or 7:30 to whenever, depending on his schedule. The same way we got to follow Ted's schedule. myself, you can find me Instagram, TONYTON72. YouTube, you can find me as Tony D. I got to throw the link up here because I know there's a million Tony D's up there. You can find me on Twitter, TONYTON163. You can find me on TikTok, TONYTON19723. I tend to broadcast whenever about whatever. Recently, I've been working on the Fantasy Football League we created for free amongst a few of us who are live streamers. It is the Belt Kings Fantasy Football League. We do broadcast once a week. I'm probably going to do one tonight, maybe tomorrow before the game, definitely on Sundays. What else do I have going on? Follow my man Rich Roberts. He's on Twitch in the morning. Fireman Rich.
Yes.
Check him out. Big ups to my man Fireman Rich. He's been a supporter for quite some time. I am grateful to that brother for real. He's all right with me. Fellow Air Force veteran. Very clean broadcast in the morning, same way this is a clean broadcast in the afternoon. So, like I said, this is something we're doing on a formal platform. We're trying to build our own network, and I'll be damned if we ain't got a good group of shows amongst ourselves. I might be the craziest one. I might be one of the craziest ones. Follow Lego Lady 01, Helen on the radio. She does a lot of synth music. She's on 365 radio. Big ups to her. She has been definitely influential with helping me on what I need to do on the internet, what I need to do live streaming, how I need to improve upon what I've been doing. And that's for real. She's not the only one, but she has been very instrumental, and I am grateful to her. I do thank you, Helen. Seriously, I do. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Who else we got up here? Rick Costa. He does his spiritual broadcasts every afternoon, 6 o'clock. He's been broadcasting every day for almost 7 years now. I think coming up on the 7-year anniversary. Rick.
Every day for 7 years.
Yes, every day he does a good spiritual broadcast. I ain't mad at him.
God bless you.
I'm not mad at him for real.
For real.
Don't
forget Jeeves. Jeeves is always
Mr. Twix. He's on Twitch. He's on YouTube. He's all over the place. He DJs. Jeeves plays all the music. That's my man right there. He's been very instrumental in his assistance as well. Jeez, I am grateful for you as well, man. Straight up.
Thank you to once again to Debbie, always being there and supportive.
Debbie's always been the number one follower. Debbie, I do thank you. You already know, damn it. She's an older woman, but she talks junk with the rest of us, just like Nancy and just like a few of them other folks. If y'all don't understand something, deal with some people from around the world. We have a ball with each other, and you're just gonna have to get mad at us. Wait till we get big. Wait till we get big.
You know, very shortly, people are going to say, hey, who are those two older gentlemen on the screen?
It's coming.
It's coming. It's right around the corner. Right around the corner.
And Kornheiser. Back in the days in New York,
yes.
John Johnson and Roger Grimsby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roger Grimsby. There you go. Hey, folks, want to thank you for coming through. We are out.
Peace, y'all.